Hello friends, welcome to Learner's Planet. Friends, this is our second session for Venn diagrams. In the previous session, we have discussed basics of Venn diagrams, some basic definitions, one or two formulae. In this session, we'll be taking some more problems based on Venn diagrams. And just have your paper and pen with you. So start solving the problems right with me, right? This way you can practice as well. Okay, so let's begin the session. Now friends, we are having this set of questions. There are 4 questions in this set. In a locality of 800 people, 350 people speak French, 450 Spanish, and this. Let's draw the Venn diagram. We need to draw the 3 circles. Okay, that's French, Spanish, and German, right? Now, out of 800 people, 25 people speak none of these languages. That means sum of these 3 circles must be 800 minus 25, that is 775. That means F union S union G must be 775. Now, so total of this circle is 350, then 450 this circle, and 250 this circle, right? Now 525 people speak exactly one among the 3 language. So suppose this is X, that is this area, that is only French, this is only Spanish, and this is only German. So X plus Y plus Z is given as 525, right? Now remaining we assume this to be P, Q, R and S, right? Now X plus Y plus Z is 525, and all this data is actually 775. That means I can write X plus Y plus Z plus P plus Q plus R plus S to be 775, right? Now next is we are given the total of this circle, and this circle. That means X plus P plus Q plus R is 350. That means the total number of people speaking French, right? So X plus P plus R plus Q is 350. Similarly, Spanish 450 people, Y plus P plus R plus S, that's 450, and Z plus Q plus R plus S is actually 250 speaking German, right? So 3 and 4, 7 and 2, 9, 150, 1050, right? That's the total of X plus Y plus Z plus 2 times P plus Q plus R plus S plus 1 time R, right? That's 1050, right? 2 times P plus Q plus R plus S, and plus extra R is there because R is for 3 times, and that the total is 1050, right? Now here X plus Y plus Z we already know, that's 525. That means P plus Q plus R plus S is actually 775 minus 525, that's 250, right? So now P plus Q plus R plus S is 250. X plus Y plus Z we know, that's 525, and this is 2 times 250, that is 500. So 500 plus 525, that is 1025. So R can be calculated as 1050 minus 1025. That means R is 25. That means there are 25 people who are speaking all the 3 languages. Okay, so maximum calculations we have done. Now it's the right time to take the questions. So how many people speak all the 3 languages? That is R, that's 25. Okay. Now, if 75 people speak only French and Spanish, then how many people speak only German? Now, French and Spanish, only French and Spanish, that means P, right? Now, from this equation, P plus Q plus R plus S is 250, right? And the entire German circle is Z plus Q plus R plus S. Okay, and Z plus Q plus R plus S is 250, right? Now we can find out the value of Q plus R plus S from here. So Q plus R plus S will be 250 minus P, and P is 75, right? So Q plus R plus S will be 250 minus 75, that is 175. So Z plus 175 is 250, so Z is 75. Okay, I hope it's clear to you. So that's 75. Now this question, if 55 5 by 9%, 55 5 by 9 is actually 500 by 9%. Okay. People who speak Spanish speak no other language. And 57 1 by 7, 57 into 7 plus 1, that's 400 by 7%. Of the people who speak French speak only French. Okay, so these are only French and these are only Spanish. Okay, so let's find out this number, and after that number of people who speak French and German but not Spanish, only German, Spanish, and this is okay. So finally we have to find out the ratio of P is to Q is to S. Okay, that means we have to find out P, Q, S. Maybe order is different. So let's see. First of all, here 500 by 9% of the people who speak Spanish speak no other language. Now total Spanish is 450, right? So out of 450, 500 by 9%, that is 5 by 9 of 450 speak only Spanish. So 450 into 5 by 9, that's 250, right? So 250 speak only Spanish. So only Spanish over here is Y, right? Then 50, so 400 by 7 speak only French. Only French over here is X, and I'm sorry, only French is X, and here French is 350, right? So 400 by 7% of 350, so 350 into 4 by 7, right? So that's 200. Okay, so 200 people speak only French, and that's actually only French is X. Okay, and we have got the value of Y, we have got the value of X, and X plus Y plus Z we already know, that's 525. So it's 450, that means Z must be 75, right? Now XYZ we have got, if I put the value of XYZ over here in these equations, I'll be getting three equations, right? Here X and R I know, right? X is 200 and R, I'm sorry, this, yeah, R is 25, right? So P plus Q will be 350 minus 225, right? So P plus Q is 350 minus 225, that's 125. Similarly, Y is 250 and R is 25. So it's Y plus R is 225. So P plus S is equal to 450 minus 275. So that's 175, right? Similarly here Z we know that's 75, R we know that's 25. So Q plus S will be 250 minus 100, that's 150. Now here we have to find out French and German. French and German, that means French and German, that means Q. So first data must be Q. Then German and Spanish. So German and Spanish, second data must be S, and then P, right? So Q, S, P. Now we have to see the option where Q plus S is 150, right? So Q plus S, that means first data plus second data, that should be 150. So this is wrong, this is wrong. This may be true, but let's see for the other numbers also. P plus Q must be 125. That means first data and third data, that must be 125. So that's incorrect. Okay. So your answer is none of these. No need to calculate further. Okay, initially we'll find it lengthy, not that difficult but bit lengthy, but gradually after practice you'll be able to reduce your time, because in that case you don't have to write these many equations. Okay, we'll be discussing time saving techniques for sure. Now this one, if half of the people who speak only French is same as those who speak only French and Spanish, only French is X, that means X by 2 is equal to same as those who speak only French and Spanish. Only French and Spanish is P. So X by 2 is equal to P, right? And 125 people speak Spanish and German. Spanish and German is actually R plus S, right? So R plus S is people speak Spanish and German. So R plus S is 125. And where R is 25, R plus S is 125. So S must be 100, R is 25. Okay. Now from here, X plus Y plus Z is 525 and R plus S is 125, right? So what is happening? We can calculate P plus Q, right? So P plus Q will be 775 minus 525 minus R plus S, right? R plus S is 125 and X plus Y plus Z is 525. So this is 525 and this is 125, that is 650, right? So P plus Q will be 775 minus 650, that means 125. Now, if we put the value of P plus Q over here, that is 125, then R is 25. So P plus Q plus R is 125 plus 25, that is 150. That means X will be 350 minus 150, that means X is 200. Okay. And X by 2 is P, that means P is 100. And if P is 100, Q must be 25, right? And P plus Q plus R plus S is 250. That means we know P, that's 100 plus Q is 25, R is 25 plus S is 250, right? So S will be 250 minus 150, that is 100. Right? Now we have got all the values. It's very simple to answer this question. Now we have to check. 225 people speak only Spanish. Only Spanish means we have to calculate Y, right? So from this equation, P plus R plus S can be deducted. So P is 100, R is 25 and S is 100, right? So P plus R plus S, that is 100 plus 25 plus 100, that is 225. So Y will be equal to 450 minus 225, that is 225. So this is correct. Okay. Now next is 100 people speak only German. Only German, that means we have to calculate Z. That can be calculated from here. So Q plus R plus S. Q is 25, R is also 25 and S is 100. So 100 plus 25 plus 25, right? So that's 150. So Z will be equal to 100, right? So that's also true. No need to check the third one because only one option is correct. If we are getting two options correct, that means none of them must be false. So that's none of these. So your final answer is actually none of these. Okay. Problem was a bit lengthy, but if you are conceptually clear, you'll be able to save time in future. Okay. Now see this problem. In a survey in which 200 members participated, it was found that 40% of them read magazine A. Okay, 40%, that means 80 people. 60% of them read magazine B. Okay, and 45% of them read magazine C, that's 90. While 30 members do not read any of these magazines. Okay, now we draw the Venn diagram. A, B, C, right? And the total of this is, see, 30 members do not read any magazines. That means total of all these circle is 200 minus 30. That means 170, right? Now next is, of the readers of magazine A, 40% do not read any other magazine, right? So 40% of 80, that is 32, they do not read any other magazine. So 32 will be here. 40% of those who read magazine B read magazine A also. That means A intersection B is 40% of 120, that's 48. That means this portion is 48. We do not know the breakup of these two, but this complete portion is 48, right? Now what is happening? 48 plus 32 is 80, and that means this 48, if it is coming over here, that means this portion is 0, right? So no need to calculate further. How many read magazines A and C only? That means we are asked about this portion, and that's 0. It's as simple as that. Okay. Now this problem, in a class of 100 students, 60 were boys. Okay, we make a table. Boys, girls, or we write this way, girls and total. 60 boys, 40 girls, total 100 students. Okay. Now 50% passed in maths, right? Now maths and the other subject is physics, then both, right? Now maths, 50% is passed in maths. Now next is 40% of the students passed in both maths and physics. 40%, that means in all 40 students. So I write 40 over here. Both subjects total. We do not know the boy and girl breakup, right? Out of which 40% are girl. So 40% of 40, that is 16. So 16 are girls and 24 are boys. Okay. Now it's very easy. For boys, we can make the Venn diagram. This total is 30. Total is 60. In maths, it is 30. Both 24. That means you can draw it quickly. This is 24. This is 30. And this total must be 60. I'm sorry, in maths total is 30, so over here it must be 6, because this total must be 30, right? Now 24 plus 6, 30, and in all it is 60, so it must be 30 over here, right? So in physics, 30 plus 24, in all 54 students are passed. 54 boys are passed precisely. Now it is given 20 students failed in physics, that means total of physics must be 80. So this is 80, that means it should be then 26. Okay. Now it's very simple for this. This is physics, this is maths. Both is 16. Physics is 26, so it must be 10, right? So how many girls passed in only physics? That's 10. Okay. Now let's see this one. In a class, 40% of the students are competing in 100-meter race and 70%. In all, we have to find out the total number of students. I assume them to be X, right? So in 100-meter, 0.4X are there. In 200-meter, 0.7X. 5 students are competing in neither, okay? While twice of these are competing in both. That means both is 10, right? Now we know the formula. A intersection A union B is equal to A plus B minus A intersection B, right? So the total number of students that we have assumed is X. Out of them, 5 are not participating. That means this must be X minus 5, right? Now that is this plus this, that is number of elements in A plus number of elements in B minus number of elements in A intersection B. So that's 0.4 plus 0.7, 1.1x minus 10, right? So 0.1x is equal to 5, that means x is equal to 50, the total number of students. Okay. Now let's see this interesting question. A survey was conducted among 300 room air conditioner owners. 125 this, 145 this, and 90 had this. Okay, I draw the Venn diagram. Now this is Carrier Aircon, this is Voltas, and this is Fedder's Lloyd. Now let's fill up, because we don't have the individual numbers. So it is X, Y, Z, P, Q, R, S, right? Now X plus P plus Q plus S, that is 125, right? X plus P plus S plus Q is 125. Then Y plus Q plus S plus R is voltage, that is 145. And the third one is 90, that is Z plus P plus S plus R. Right? Now X plus Y plus Z plus we are having 2 times P, 2 times Q and 2 times R, right? And P, Q, R, that is 32, right? 32 of them had exactly 2 out of the 3 branches. That means P plus Q plus R is 32. So 2 times P plus Q plus R is 64. And that is, and simultaneously we are having 3S, and that is 125 plus 145 plus 90. So that's 270, 270 plus 90, that's, and here we are having the total number of people as 300. So X plus Y plus Z plus P plus Q plus R plus S is equal to 300, right? Out of this, that P plus Q plus R is 32, right? So if we delete this and write 300 minus 32, that's 268. Now here we are having X plus Y plus Z plus 3S is equal to 360 minus 64, that is 296. So if we deduct this from this, we will be getting the value of 2S. So 2S is equal to 296 minus 68. So that's 28. That means S is equal to 14. That means total number of people who have all the 3 branches, that's S, that's 14. Okay. So the first answer to the first question is 14. Now see this one. If 6 honors had only voltas and feathers lowered, then how many have only career aircon? Now what is happening here? R is actually 6, right? And we know P plus Q plus R, that's 32, right? P plus Q plus R is 32. So if R is 6, P plus Q must be 26, right? Now here P plus Q is 26, S is 14. So P plus Q plus S is 40. And the total of this circle, that this complete circle, is 125. Out of that, P plus Q plus S is 40. That means X must be 125 minus 40. Okay. So that's 85. Okay. 125 minus 40, that's 85. I hope you are getting me. Just be very careful. P plus Q plus R, that is exactly 2 is P plus Q plus R, that is 32. That's already given. Out of this, 6 are having only voltas and this feathers lowered. That means P R is actually 6. So P plus Q we get 26. P plus Q is 26 as we are already having, and the total of this circle, it's already written over there, that's 125. So X can be obtained easily. Okay. See, once you have drawn the Venn diagram, after that all the problems will be very easy to solve. Very quickly you can answer each and every question. Okay. Now this one, if 110 honors had only voltas, that means Y is 110. Then how many have only career aircon and feathers? That is, we have to find out value of P. Now P plus Q plus R, that we already know, 32, right? After that, Y plus Q plus S plus R is 145. From here we know the value of Y. We don't know Q. Then S is 14. R we don't know, right? So Y plus S is actually 110 plus 14, that is 124. So from here Q plus R will be 145 minus 124. So that's 21. So Q plus R is 21. I put Q plus R over here. So I'll be getting the value of P. That's 32 minus 21. That's 11. Okay. Now, how many of the owners have exactly one brand of air conditioner? That means we have to find out x plus y plus z. Now, if we add all these three equations, will be we have already written x plus y plus z plus 2 times p, 2 times q, 2 times r. That's 64 plus 3 times s, that is 42, and the complete total is 125 plus 145 plus 90. That's 360, right? So from here we can calculate x plus y plus z. So that is 360 minus 106. So that's 254. Okay. Now see this one. If 10 of the owners having only Carrier aircon now buy Voltas also, and 5 of the owners who had only Voltas and Feathers now buy Carrier aircon also, then how many have at least 2? Now that means we have to find out 2 and 3. 2 and 3, right? 3 we already have, 14. Okay. And in case this persons having Voltas and Feathers, they are now shifting to aircon, so they are already included, right? So the only new entry is this 10. These 10 persons were having only Carrier aircon, now they are coming to 2 ACs, right? 2 brands. That means, see, we already know P plus Q plus R plus S. P plus Q plus R is 32 and S is 14, that we have already calculated. So in all it is 46. The new entry is this 10. Right, because that this entry Voltas, Feathers, Lloyd now by aircon, this all this entry we already have. Okay, because Voltas and Feathers, this is actually this R. So all R we have already calculated. So this 10 is the new entry, so I just add 10 over here. So in all it is 56 now. Okay, so good set of question it was, and I hope you are enjoying Venn diagrams. Initially you will find it difficult and lengthy, but after some practice they will be really easy, and questions based on Venn diagram are frequently asked in the exams, so be careful about it. Just have a good practice on the topic. Okay, I'll see you in the next session once again. Bye bye.